welcome to another episode of Kerbal's Space Program, Kerbalism. My name is Seth, and in this episode we'll be focusing on getting a Kerbal into orbit. Our last episode, Jeb and I was able to do a suborbital flight in the Ophelia 1 craft. So what we think we might do is we'll just take that same craft, whack some more rockets on it, and that should be enough to get a Kerbal into orbit. The orbit that we actually get in will be fairly short, given that we only have enough food and water for 3 hours, which I'm fine with. We're going to look at putting in possibly, sure, whether I want to use, I probably will end up using a fuel cell to provide power rather than solar panel. It's just going to give us more reliability. The problem, of course, will be is if that device fails. I don't have any redundancy built into this craft or anything along those lines as yet. So, I mean, that includes a battery and a solar panel. It's a monopropellant fuel cell. Interesting, okay. Because that contains monopropellant. What if we put monopropellant in here? Fuel, liquid fuel, oxygen, liquid fuel, liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen. Okay, so I can't put monopropellant in. That comes with one. It uses when it uses 1080 an hour and produces 120 a second, so that will give me an hour of monopropellant. I think we might actually get away with putting one of those in here for the time being. I think. Okay. We only have to last 3 hours, so this is kind of going to be a test of will this work? Will the monopropellant engine be enough? And we're not going to worry too much about batteries. Still don't have any real efficient engines that I can use in orbit though. How efficient that is, 335 in a vacuum, 320 in a vacuum minutes. 70. Yeah, look, it's 205. Yeah, I'm not too like it's fine. And the other thing we'll do is put on a couple of SRBs to give us a little bit of oomph. Not a huge amount needed, just a little bit. I think we need more than that. Yeah, that should be enough. Really don't need that much thrust from them though. That should do it. And we'll put a nose cone on them. And because we want to save the environment, let's have a shot at landing these things. So those ones there. So that looks about right. So I think that should get us to orbit. We have no real science experiments we're going to do while we're up there. It's just a case of, hey, you know, can we possibly survive in orbit? Got Valentina's lined up ready to rock and roll, and we've got, let's have a look. I think we've got enough electric charge being generated. We've got 3 hours of water. Might just increase that. That give us 6 hours. Yeah, let's throw 6 hours of everything in there just in case. I don't know how we're going to go with shielding. If it becomes an issue, we'll bring her home straight away. 6 hours of water, oxygen. Don't need an increase in nitrogen. I think I need hydrogen and ammonia. I mean, do I have... Okay. Reliability, there's a chance of failure. Got comms. She can survive in there for... Oh, interesting. Okay. Pressure control, no. Changes the duration that she can stay in there. Pressure control. Okay, interesting. What does scrub them in then? Scrub uses a lot of power. Emission shielding. Surface nominal. We'll see how we go with that. Environment. Habitat volume scrubbing. Scrubbing none. I mean, it triggers. It says it's not a good thing. Okay. So I think we should be fine. So we're going to be in. I guess we're going to be 12 minutes of shadow. Okay. So. Do this. Valentina. Hopefully. First Kerbal in orbit. Come on, Kerbal. Nitrogen reserves are low. Oh, frames, fantastic. Okay. So let's close that off. Turn SAS on, throttle down, ignite the engine, and SRBs go. Look, got off the ground, that's a good start. Now I'm going to keep throttling down just ever so slightly. The main engine should have enough throttle to get where we need to go, enough thrust to weight ratio once I jettison these SRBs. The SRBs weren't necessary for the craft at all, they were just necessary, like for the thrust, I just needed the delta V from them. So when I jettison them I can go full throttle on the, I'll probably get less than full throttle on the main engine and we won't have any issues with that. We'll still go to space. We've got to get science from the launch pad yet again. I don't think we'll be getting that much science on this episode, on this mission. I'm not going to do... I've got a plan. I don't really want to do an EVA until I get 2 Kerbals into space docked together. Because I think that it would be unrealistic to allow 1 Kerbal to jump out of a spacecraft. in the middle of an orbit without any chance of rescue if something went wrong. So we'll have to work towards getting docking ports so that I can an EVA. So far so good, everything looking okay. Thrust to weight 1.7, about 4,000 meters above the surface. Just pulling back on the throttle just a touch to try to keep the atmospheric efficiency down a bit, because it's gonna start to rise as we come up to Mach 1. SRB separation. Oh, they won't be recovered. Yep. They won't be recovered at all, but now full throttle. Starting my turn, just ever so gently. And you can see the atmospheric efficiency's really jumped up now, where it's at it's 50%, nearly 60% as we really start to push that sound barrier. Now starts to drop as the atmosphere starts to thin out. Just ride this up nice and straight. Craft's actually performing quite well. It's a shame those parachutes, it's a shame those SRBs won't survive, but so be it. It was kind of wishful thinking at the time anyway. I like the fact there's no "Are you sure" button on the EVA icon down there. So another 12 seconds or so left in this stage. We'll jettison. It's actually interesting because this next stage has actually quite a bit of thrust available. I do have a max G red out blackout mod installed, so I could potentially knock Valentina out by firing full thrust on that next stage. So throttle down, jettison, parachute, failed. Ignite the engine and let's go. So yeah, we could put it up to nearly 6 Gs, but we won't. We'll just keep it at a low 2. Well, shall we? There's 3.5, but then I think it would need to be, and humans, yeah, so I don't think 3.5 would do it. I think we need to be talking 10, 11, 12, 13 and higher Gs in order to black out. So I mean, we're hitting 4 now. So if we turn ever so slightly the throttle down, keep increasing so just waiting for the apoapsis to get up to around about 100, at which point I'll throttle down and make a burn, and this burn should be fairly short. Talking really short. Second, 147 meters per second burn to put us into orbit. That's certainly going to make it, and then to get back it should be, you know, 80 millisecond burn just to bring us down to a lower, bring our periapsis to about 30 kilometers, you know, in the atmosphere. Should really be all that's required. What was that message? I missed that one because I walked over the top, but we've missed our mark. But let's just quickly burn. Yeah, okay, so that'll do. That's 114 by 96 orbit. % nitrogen, yep, we're fine. Valentina's, you look at Valentina's face, she's happy as, she's loving it. So, now I can stay in here for a couple of days, I believe. Hour of electric. Day of food. Okay, that's fine. Turn the lights on. Let's try to chew through some electrics. Let's open the pod bay doors. How? Let's turn on the monopropellant fuel cell. And again, like the other one, that only starts at 40%. That only works up to 95%. So let's just time warp around a bit. Okay, so now our electric charge has ceased to decrease, and you can see that our 1 unit of monopropellant, because there was none in the capsule, we only took the one that was built into this bay here, is decreasing, but it's not too bad, it's okay. So it's only, it'll be enough for now, but I just need to remember to, if I use this craft again, to put monopropellant in the capsule. That's fine. Thank you, Chatterer. So the electric charge is fine, oxidize that up later, yeah, that'll be fine. Nitrogen, so we are consuming nitrogen, but slowly. No radiation shielding, but I'm guessing because I'm still so close to the planet, that's not an issue. Thinking. I wonder if there's a way to determine how many. Doesn't appear to be, so Okay. It's alright. So that's for the pressure and the stress of the Kerbal is related to the pressure and things like that. So if I turn the pressurization control off, I think what we'll see is Valentina gets stressed, perhaps, or her comfort level changes. I think it's essentially the air conditioning that I'm turning off. But it did say that she could last 9 days in this without it, so you know, that's okay. I don't know what's just happened there. Whole thing went dark. I don't know what just happened there. That doesn't make sense. Oh, why is she getting? Oh, interesting. So if we time warp too fast, don't know why she'd be blacking out, but interesting. Okay, it's nice to know that works. That doesn't seem like it should have been happening on time warp. I wonder if that's a bug, but so be it. And everything looks fine there. Can't do a crew report, we've already got that. So yeah, that's... So I can time warp at 1,000, but not 10,000, 100. No, I can't time warp at 1,000, it makes her black out. Okay, that's fine. So we can time warp another couple of times, go forward a bit more, and then get bringing her back. Because that's nearly okay. So now let's see if we can work out where on Earth we're on Kerbal. The KSC is, and I think that was it. That would be the deserts, and the deserts don't have. So that'll be it there, as it's just coming on to night time. Okay, so let us plot maneuver, and we will aim long because the lifting body will change. I'm gonna aim for, yeah, let's aim for there, we'll see what happens. So we'll line up with the maneuver node. So yeah, it's a 56 meters per second burn to deorbit, so again, still plenty of fuel. Food reserves are getting low. Sure, I mean that's half of the, well, it's 3 hours, yeah, so that's fine. It'll also probably warn us about water. and oxygen in it. So that's understandable. It's kind of well, wasn't expecting the warning, but I'm not surprised that we're running out. It's kind of planned that way. That's why I'm bringing Valentina back now. I'm halfway through my supplies. There's no point in risking it. If I do this and accidentally miss the burn, I've still got time to go around and try again. Okay, so here we go. So let's light the engines. Go 30 kilometers, coming in from 106 kilometers. Okay, just before we re-enter, let's ditch that. Should be fine. And again, I'm going to be a little bit risky and time warp. I don't think I've actually got the... Oh, yeah, no. Oh, maybe. I think we're going to land short and we're going to land in the water around about here. Yeah, but we'll see. You come screaming in at 2,300 meters per second. Just enjoy the ride back through the atmosphere. So far, the impact biome is slated to be the water. Yeah, I'm definitely landing short. I was nowhere near it. The actual continent the KSC is on is way still off over in the distance here. We're nowhere near it. But just every now and then, this game is just amazingly beautiful. Except for when you're plummeting down towards the surface through clouds and you don't know how high you are, that can be an issue. But I'm impacting water, so I should be okay. There shouldn't be any mountains. Again, we'll pop shoots at 5. Beautiful. It's fantastic. Valentina will land safely. No science achieved, but we now know that we can get into orbit. We know that our fuel cells work. We know that we've got a rough understanding of how the pressurization control works with nitrogen and things like that. We understand how to work out what our limitations are with the equipment that we brought with us. So yeah, I mean we're making good progress. So like I said, we'll now look at working our way towards docking ports so that I can get 2 craft into orbit, docked, do an EVA. At that point there, our main priority is going to be trying to repair the damaged solar panel on one of the Mun Callisto satellites. So we'll look at being able to do docking, EVA, and then try to head out there and repair that. So we will leave this episode here. Thank you for watching, and we will meet again next time. Thank you. Bye.